Hey awesome epic pillar chase gamers, I hope you enjoyed that awesome map tier list, which I front loaded the video with, because honestly, it's not very interesting to be blunt. Some maps are just better than others, but it's really not by much. Something I have noticed though, is that some people's opinions on certain maps are a little bit weird. Also, if you were here for like a tier list, let's say the top left corner, there's gonna be a tier list of the top 10 hottest Sonic characters that I did, because the people need to know, you know? Anyway, yeah, so, yeah, the maps. So, a common consensus I've noticed with Pillar Chase is that people really don't like the Aoni Mansion, which I don't really get. Like, I hear, oh, it's easy to loop on it, or so whatever, and it's just like, how does that make it different to most other maps? The only issue I have with the map myself is one of the keys being under the rubble, because ironically, after memorizing what all the keys were, I then forgot about that key for ages, and then I remembered again. But, you know, maybe the keys should be a bit more evenly spaced out, because they are very, like, heavy on, like, one part of the map, but it's fine. But people complain about it being too hard for survivors, which I don't get. Like, what makes it different from dungeons? What makes it different for joy creation? Nothing. Nothing really. It actually, if anything, it's easier because you're technically in more open space. Like, and then like people are like, oh, it's hard for monsters, which is then it's like, is it? Like, if you're getting like baited into the hole, then yeah, maybe I can understand you making that complaint. And also, getting looped at the end sucks, but that can happen on any map. But I don't know. I think a lot of people put too much emphasis on how much a map matters in this game, because they really do not. Like, yes, knowing where the objectives are matters. No, I'm gonna admit, I don't know where all of the objectives are on the dungeon map, but that's because the dungeon map isn't very good. But does it really matter? Like, doing the objectives shortens the timer, yes. Dungeons is very open though. Very open as in like... no, not very open. Ignore what I said. It's too big for what it is. Also, the door opening sucks. Also, I'm starting to think that the tier list I made is a bit incorrect. Just kidding, it's not. But, yeah, like... I don't know. People, you need to think about how you play rather than how the map is. Because if you blame how bad you are on the map, then you're a bad player. Now you may be thinking like, but how am I gonna get better? Here's what you do. You play around the map, and here's how you do that. So let's start with the more open maps. So, forest, and kind of really just forest, honestly. Because forest kind of sucks. I mean, pillars is kind of similar too, though, because pillars is quite open. So, say you're using a character of traps. So, Niloticus, Baldi, EXE. Honestly, just put your traps on objectives. People will fall for them, unless you're using Niloticus. But that's, again, if you're using Niloticus, you're blocking off an objective, which honestly may just be better. But Baldi, like, people are gonna, like, probably, like, face tank it just to get through it. EXE, though, if you're using EXE's traps, most people won't see them, I've noticed, because, honestly, people just forget that you're able to see them, which is completely understandable. But, listen, just put your traps on objectives, and you're fine. And let's say for the more fast characters that aren't like trapper ones, just honestly, this might sound like a dick move. If you go after someone, hard target them. Don't just let them go. Just keep going for them. Unless you are, like, 100% sure that you're not going to get them. Like, seriously? Just target them. Like, actually, just don't give up. Believe in yourself. But, yeah, ignoring the more open maps. Let's talk about, like, the more condensed maps. Such as the mansion, any map with doorways, really. How this kind of applies to the little cabin in the forest map, but... yeah. So, for trap characters, unsurprisingly, you should place your traps in the doorways. Because it's a really good idea. And that's how you win most of the time. Literally just trap on doorways, perfect. Now, obviously there may be some, like, inconsistencies, but it's not really the game's fault. But, yeah, as well as that, what you gotta remember is you can aim people to go into the traps. If you know where the traps are, you can try placing a trap in one place, walking around someone, and then getting them to run into it. Genius, right? I'm a very smart person. It takes a very high IQ to play Pillar Chase. Anyway, let's say you're playing like a faster, more ambushy character. Honestly, just try and get people around corners. That's it. Like, try and like just like approach. Just hope that someone like crosses a corner and then just immediately runs into you. I mean, like, you couldn't just try like chasing them. There's a lot less strategy that goes into these characters, if you couldn't tell, because that's the point. They're not meant to be very strategic. They're meant to be a lot more kill, die, murder the people, you know? But yeah, so knowing how to play around the map is more important than the map itself. Because honestly, you can just group the maps up by if there are... Here's how you group up the maps. Is it a forest, or is it a mansion? Dungeons? That's mansion. Joy Creation? That's mansion. Baldi Schoolhouse? Honestly, probably more forest than mansion, but is arguably more mansion than forest, if you get my drift. The mansion? Honestly, the mansion is a very forest map. I'm referencing something very stupid in this. I don't. If you get that stupid ass reference I just made, leave a comment down below saying how brain rotted you are. That's such a stupid joke. But no, seriously, like, open and close and slightly more enclosed maps. That's just what you gotta remember. Obviously, there are less enclosed maps because... well, no, there are more enclosed maps. There's less open maps. What am I saying? Oh, I'm spreading misinformation that I'm not going to edit out of the video. Ugh. Anyway, yeah, Pillar Chase, very cool game. I would have totally have made like 6 videos on the game by now if I wasn't addicted to playing Elden Ring. So, yeah. Elden Ring's very good, by the way, play it. And also, please like and subscribe and